Some of the most heinous accusations made on my stage have come from families at war, including siblings targeting each other. And when Kiki came on my show accusing her brother Dalen of molesting her daughter, it divided the family. Their sister Shanae took up for her niece, and then her mother Aisha stood by her son. Take a look at this tense family feud.
I'm here today with my mom, my brother, my sister, Key, basically to find out what happened to my niece. I questioned my niece about, if anything happened to her because we started seeing like certain changes in her. I said, well, was it any of mommy's friends? She shook her head no. So I said, was it a family member? And she nodded her head yes. So I said, was it, mommy's boyfriend? She said no. I didn't want to ask, but I definitely asked, and I said, was it Uncle Dalen? Yes.
When I first heard about this about 3 months ago, my mom had texted me at work, and she was letting me know I was accused of molestation. And that whole day at work, I was just really feeling sick about the whole situation. It was hard for me to work. So I didn't talk to my mom until I got back from work, and she was telling me that I had to go find somewhere else to stay. So I did that for a few months, and it still feels like, it's some type of weight, on my shoulders about the whole situation, because I know everybody else has to be feeling the same way I'm feeling about it. So the truth is really what I just want to figure out.
I didn't want to call my sister right away because I didn't even know what to say to her and how, and then I didn't know she was going to be upset with me, with prying into, her child, you know what I'm saying, because that's something that she should have did. And I ended up texting her like, hey, I had a conversation with Niecy Pooh, and she told me some things that I think you need to know about. She's saying that Uncle Dalen touched her. He thought she was asleep and she wasn't. He came into her room, picked her up, and brung her downstairs. She wasn't asleep. She knew exactly what was happening. She knew exactly what was going on. My niece she's not an older girl, but when that happened to her, she's definitely old enough to comprehend this is not right. This is wrong.
Me being accused, I can understand because I was there at the time. But I'm not the type of uncle to do anything like crazy, like anything insane like that.
He's like, well, I'm not that type of uncle. And I'm like, but you are that type of uncle. I said, listen, I really feel like you need to turn yourself in, like, at the end of the day, because this is what she's saying that you did to her. And he told me he was going to turn himself in. So I'm just like, if you didn't do anything, or if you didn't feel any type of guilt, then why are you going to turn yourself in?
After I take this test and I get the actual results, what the truth is, I'm hoping that everything could just, somehow not go back to the way it used to, but, just get better from here.
Okay, well, Steve, back in August of 2020, my mom reached out to me. She said my brother was in a bind and that he needed somewhere to stay. So I was like, okay, he can come stay with me and my children. He was there for not even a month, so I wouldn't even say a whole 30 days he was there. In that time that he was there, he was drinking every day, doing drugs, talking crazy at night, like just being belligerent, like I don't know what it was about. He always was trying to fight somebody, tell somebody to kill him, and like things of that nature. I was at one of my hair clients' house doing hair when my sister called me, and she's like, Key, I got something really serious that I need to tell you. I need to talk to you. She's like, she talked to my daughter, and she told her that my brother did something to her. Did Uncle Dalen hurt you? She said yes. I said, okay, well, tell me what happened. She said that she was in her room, in her bed, asleep. He came into her room. He picked her up out of the bed and brought her downstairs. When he took her downstairs, she said that he pulled her pants down and her underwear, and she said that he touched her down there. She said that he... I asked her, did he put his private area down there? She said no. I said, so he did not touch your private area with his private? And she said no. I said, all right, did he pull his private area out? She said yes. I was like, what did he do with it? What did he do with it when he pulled it out? She said, he put it... At this point, I'm losing it because I'm just like, this is my baby. And like, this is my brother. I'm like, he did what? And she was just like, yeah, so she's crying, she's upset, I'm upset. And I'm like, is that all, you know, that happened? She said it happened more than once. So not only did you do the most, but you did the most more than once with my baby. And so I'm like, I'm comforting my daughter, and I assure her that everything is going to be okay, that she's not wrong, and that he is wrong and disgusting, and that she never has to worry about seeing him being around her, or able to hurt her like that again. So I called my mother on FaceTime, and we're all huddled around. I'm upset, and I'm telling her what my child just told me. My mother is on the FaceTime looking at me with no emotion, just no reaction, just looking at me. So then I tell her about him putting it, because that was like one of the worst parts for me. And I'm upset, and she's still giving me no reaction. So now I'm getting kind of pissed off, because I know that if the allegations were against anybody else other than her son, she would have been going off on a tangent. She would have been like, oh, nah, we gonna do this to him, and we gonna do that to him, and don't worry about it, girl. Like, it was none of that, none of it. Ma, you know Dalen did that. You know he did it. I don't even know why we here right now. All of this could have got resolved if you would have just took him to the police department, because you know he did it.
Hey, Steve, how are you? Okay, so let me be clear, okay? I don't put nothing past a rat, okay? I'm not defending him. I'm not protecting him.
But you kind of are.
No, please don't do that. Don't put words in my mouth. I'm sitting back here watching the narrative be spun, and it's wrong. I'm for the children. I got 18 grandchildren. You know my past. You know what's happened to me.
So that's even more reason for you to believe your granddaughter over your son. Because why would she lie? Just like, why would you lie as a kid?
Hold on. I'm not defending him. He has to
He's here with you.
They flew us in together, Key.
Because he was living with you. He moved back in with you after you supposedly kicked him out.
He was only supposed to be there briefly to get his own place. That's it.
No, he didn't need his own place. He needs to be his own place in jail. That's where his own place needs to be.
It's got to be hard for a mother.
I'm in the worst.
Yes, it's got to be hard for a mother whose son might be capable of doing something like this.
Not only that, but her dude done sexually assaulted her.
No, he did not.
Let me speak.
No, he did not.
He sexually assaulted her on many occasions. She was just in a battered women's shelter, running from him. He held her hostage in the house. Come on, we all know this.
No.
Do you believe, and I know it's a tough question, do you believe that your son sexually molested your granddaughter?
If my this particular grandchild, this the go-to right here. She's a good girl. Anything I need to know, if she said he did it,
then you believe it.
Yeah, but I'm
Did you ever ask your son?
Yeah, I sent him a nice long text message, and I'm like, yo, you did this to, your niece or whatever.
And what did he say?
He said he didn't do it. He said he doesn't like children. He's not a pedophile, because I called him a pedophile. But I told him he can't stay with me. He got to go. He can't stay nowhere around me.
What's going on, Steve?
How you going? She says, hey, maybe, listen, I don't want to, I'm not going to go too far down the road of whatever problems you have in your relationship, okay? I'm sure it doesn't sound good, but we're not here for that. But I want to point blank and ask. I want to point blank
in the house.
How? He was not. He was not.
Are you lying for him now?
I want to point blank. Ask
Don't lie for him.
Did you molest a little girl?
Never.
Okay, but
I just want the truth.
it gets thrown on you a little bit. Well, maybe it wasn't Dalen, maybe it was you. How do you
But
respond
I
to
never
that?
said it wasn't my son.
I mean, at the end of the day, I understand how mothers can be very protective of their children.
Did you assault my
You get what I'm
child?
saying?
Did you
I understand
sexually
how
assault Key?
you could take a
Did
situation
you sexually assault Key? Tell
That's
the truth.
not what we're
no,
here
but tell the
for.
truth.
I can see
though.
how you could take a situation
You wanted me to press charges
and want
on
other
him
people to be
for
the
you.
problem in the corporate, except for looking at yourself,
Right.
looking in the mirror and saying, I should have handled this better as a mother.
How you doing?
How you doing, Steve? I'm all right.
So let me start off. Do you have a drinking problem?
Yeah, I have a drinking problem.
Do you drink so much that you forget things?
Not that much anymore.
But you did.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Because listen, if you ever drank alcohol and you drank too much, you did something that you forgot. I mean, it happened to me. It happens to everybody. If at some point in your life you drink a lot of alcohol, you're going to do things that you don't remember. And the next day you wake up, and either if you live by yourself, you just got to kind of figure out what the hell did I do, or if you're married, your wife's going to let you know. She ain't making that up, right?
Don't think I wouldn't do anything like that, Steve. Most of the
You
time
don't think. See, listen, Dalen, I don't want to like scream at you, and, you know, monster. But I do think maybe you got so drunk you did this.
No, I don't.
But you're not sure?
No, I'm sure that I didn't do this.
How can you be sure if you black out and get drunk?
I didn't do anything to my niece now.
Okay.
And
So
I
when you
told-
talked to him on the phone, he said he
He-
never denied it.
He never denied
But he
it.
never said, I did do it.
He never said he did do it, and he never said he didn't. He just kept saying
you think he
continuously,
did it?
Listen,
yes.
actually.
If you are a physical abuser to children, you can definitely be a sexual abuser as well. And that's what I believe, point blank period.
Plus the little girl,
Me and my niece are close, okay? I set her in my room. We talked. I was like, hey, you know, did anybody ever hurt you? You know what I'm saying? I was like, because Auntie pays attention. And I was like, you're quiet now? She wasn't quiet.
Her
She wasn't
behavior changed.
Yeah, like
well, he came here and he took a lie detector test. Did you at any time engage in any physical sexual acts to Kiki's daughter for your own sexual gratification? He answered no. And results for his lie detector test is that Dalen told the truth. We asked you, did you engage in physical sexual acts with Kiki's daughter for your own sexual gratification?
Yes, sir.
You answered no. The results is that Levi told the truth. You don't have to apologize because your daughter told you this. You're not
happened.
fabricating the story.
she told me.
You
too
have
as
to
well,
come here and
so-
find out the truth. You have to get to the bottom of it for your daughter, so you have nothing to apologize for.
I love you, baby girl.
And we wish your whole family a lot of luck. Thanks for coming on. Clarissa could not believe her ears when doctors told her that her 2-year-old niece was showing signs of being sexually assaulted. And what made the situation even worse was that she believed the child was placed in harm's way by her sister, Zara, her niece's own mother. Watch this explosive confrontation.
Why? There's a why.
Why what?
You're supposed to be my big sister.
And
I'm
you're
a
supposed
baby
to be a
compared
mom.
to you.
But you're supposed to be a mom. You had a kid. You had a kid before I did too, and you're supposed to take
Damn near
responsibility.
everything you just said was a lie.
Okay.
Everything.
And their lie detector test will prove otherwise, Sarah.
I'm sorry, my life's a little bit harder than yours. But Clarissa, I don't get to live up under a guy every 3 months and bounce around. I like to do stuff by myself and raise my baby by myself
Bounce
with no
around.
man.
You sit there and brag about living in your car.
I brag about it?
You
Or do
came
I
to my
come
house
to my
bragging-
sister and cry about it? And the same sister I'm crying to about DCFS being called on me multiple times hugs me and tells me who would do something like this
Then
to you.
explain to me why
that girl
for
right
a week,
there.
for a week. And I told you told me she hadn't had a bath in a week when you dropped
I would
her
tell
off
you
that night.
I would tell the
Yeah,
person
you
who
did
called
that day.
DCFS on me anything about my life.
Oh, you didn't
I would
even
tell
know
the
I
person
called.
who
You
called
didn't.
DCFS
Get out
on
my
me
face.
about my life. I didn't touch my daughter, period. You know that. But how come every single day from February, I done seen your face every single day, and you did not once sit me down and be like, hey, Zara, let's go figure this out. Let's go figure out who touched baby girl. No, you didn't bring it up now
Because you were supposed to do that as her mom.
She cares about you, right?
This is caring. You called DCFS on me 6 times, but never once opened your door for me.
Because
that's a lie. I let you live at my house.
Hold on. I'll say this. Maybe she is calling on you, and some people might say that's wrong, but you're here today because something did happen to your daughter, right?
Something happened, yes.
And do you have any idea what it was?
Honestly, when it all comes down to it, according to the test, she could have done it herself.
Well.
Now, right before everybody gets all crazy and stuff, it wasn't no inside damage done. There was scratches on the outside, and I've walked in on her many times. Now that's what throws me off.
Well, that would be a sign of sexual abuse,
She clearly has seen somebody have sex or seen something sexual.
Okay.
Now, when these tests come back and prove that it wasn't around me.
Has she ever seen you have sex with anybody?
No. Okay. My apartment had her own bedroom in it. She was in her room doing whatever she wanted to do. Right. I'm not gonna sleep with somebody in front of my daughter.
Are you on Backpage ads?
No. Okay. I want to see the ad if there is. The only thing I ever do, and at this point I feel like it was you, because I don't believe a thing you say. Someone took all my Facebook pictures, my phone number, and used my real name and put me on Backpage. My phone was blowing up that day, blowing up. But if I'm going to do anything, I'm not going to use my face, my name, or my number.
And now I'm bringing out who? The boyfriend. The father of your child, Jamal. Let's bring out Jamal.
Let's bring out Jamal.
How you doing, Jamal?
How you doing?
How did you find out what happened to your daughter?
I found out.
Please.
I found out on Facebook comments and posts.
Well, and what was on the Facebook comments and posts?
It was just pictures of my daughter looking sad. She was like she was ill, like she was sick.
Who posted those?
She did. She posted.
Oh, you posted.
That's what made me call her and ask her what was wrong.
I didn't call you?
No, because I woke up and looked at my Facebook. It's the first thing I did. Look at my Facebook.
Right, because I blew your phone up because you don't have a job or nothing. You don't
I
wake
had
up till
like
2 o'clock.
17 notifications.
This is happening about 9
comments
o'clock
and
in the morning.
pictures, you know?
Okay. So I'll just come out and ask you, did you molest your daughter?
No, my daughter was perfectly fine. She was with me for 3 days. Nothing was wrong with her.
Okay. Do you know of anybody that did this to your daughter?
No, when I first heard, my first thought was either her boyfriend.
Her boyfriend?
That was my first thought.
You guys aren't together?
No.
Okay, Jamal, you came here, and we asked you regarding your daughter, do you know for sure who sexually molested her? You answered no. Regarding your daughter, did you sexually molest her? You answered no. The results came back both the same for both questions, and they came back, Jamal, that you told the truth. Zara. We asked you the same 2 questions. Regarding your daughter, do you know for sure who sexually molested her? You said no. Regarding your daughter, did you sexually molest her? You answered no. The results for your lie detector test is both questions came back the same, and they came back that you told the truth.
Thank you.
I would never touch my kid. Never, ever.
I never accused
and I
you
know
of you.
for a fact he didn't do it because I laid down with this man for 3 years, and I'm not gonna lay down with no shady ass dude.
Okay.
Period.
But this still happens.
The fact that you both pass is a really good thing. Mm-hmm. The problem that I have is I think something, because of the way you even said how you catch your daughter being sexually active at such a young age, acting out, something did happen to your daughter.
And they determined sexual assault at the hospital.
Well, if I don't know, what do you want me to do about it?
Well,
I know just as much as you do, Clarissa, just as much as you do.
Then how come when she
So
was
what I'm
supposed to get
gonna
questioned by
assume-
the police?
I didn't accuse you and she's been staying with you. I could have easily said you did this. Those words didn't come out of my mouth. Look how you looked. That's how I looked when you said I did it.
I never accused you of doing it.
Live my life the way, walk in my shoes for 20 years, have her as a sister and him as a baby daddy and tell me to do better. It's hard. It's real hard when you have 2 of the people that you count on the most dragging you and dragging you down. These people are supposed to uplift me and help me, and if I'm doing anything wrong, protect me from anybody finding out or anybody damaging my name. These are the first ones name.
Okay. When your problems, when people just point, and never point at themselves, I think sometimes they got a problem. And all I'm saying to you is, I would seriously consider what you're doing, and I would look to stop. That's all. That's all I'm saying. Good luck to you. All hell broke loose in Maria's family, and the authorities got involved after accusations were made that her son, Aiden, had touched her daughter, his younger sister. But that's not all. Steve, who is the girl's father, and Maria's ex, were also being accused of molesting her. Take a look at this shocking showdown.
2020, my daughter told me that she was being molested. She told me, Daddy, you know, I gotta tell you something, but I don't want to be in trouble. And I said, well, you're not gonna be in trouble. I'm your dad. You're supposed to come to me and I'm supposed to help you out. So then she told me that her brother Aiden had touched her in her underpants.
Like one day I was at work, I get a phone call from my mom that she got information that I was accused of touching my little sister. I was just in shock. I was really disgusted about all the things that was being said. Couldn't fathom what could be going on over at Steve's house.
So I contacted the Bayonne Police Department and they put me in touch with DCP and P. They contacted me back the next day. And I told them what was going on, and then of course the investigation started.
There was an allegation against me that I touched my little sister. They were saying that I was playing. I was like, no. The amount of detail that they were saying, as soon as I heard that, I gagged.
Probably about a year later, they closed the case because my daughter retracted her statement, okay? But yet she still talks about this till today, saying nobody believes her what happened with her brother Aiden.
I was interrogated by the police that was like near my house, and I was interrogated for hours on end. And ultimately at the end, I was able to go home. They let me go. They do believe my sister was touched, but they can't pin it on who. And it wasn't me, so clearly I'm thinking it's Steve.
Well, Aiden did get in trouble in high school for sending pictures of his penis to some girl in high school. I don't know whatever the outcome was with that, but I know the police were involved. So to me, I see that, yeah, he possibly definitely could have done this.
If my little sister was molested, I strongly believe that it was Steve. That it was her father that touched her. Because every time they would come over to his house, they would always come back like distant. Their behavior was different. Everything was different.
And after all of this, I get this letter in the mail stating that me and Becky are molesting my daughter. That would never happen. Okay, I'm here trying to protect my daughter.
If Steve didn't molest my sister, I'm pretty sure that he actually coached them to say something.
Who do you believe?
I believe my son, Steve. Yeah. I've raised all of my children. I honestly don't believe that he's capable of doing anything like that to hurt a sibling of his. My children are caring, all of them. Steve, their father, had always asked, for them to have extra time with them. He wasn't working at the time, and we own a family convenience store, so I figured it was safer for them out in the country in Pennsylvania than it was to be in a crowded city where we live, as far as COVID goes. So I let them go. Halfway through their trip, I received a phone call that CPS was at my door, that they needed to investigate where the children dwell, was their food, that there was an accusation of neglect.
On your part?
On my part. So they came in, they checked the situations, everything was fine. And then it wasn't until I went to pick my children up from their fathers for that visit that it was stated to me that someone in my household was accused of touching my daughter.
Who was telling you this?
My DCP worker.
Okay. And did you ever say to your daughter, hey, because Steve's her dad, right? Mm-hmm. Did you ever say, did Daddy ever do this to you?
We did have a discussion recently after new things were brought to light.
Right.
And she told me, yes, he did.
Oh, she did say
She
this.
told me he did. You're kidding me, right? You're kidding me. It's from the first day.
Child?
From the first day.
You should be protecting
It happened to you, and now
child.
it's happening again,
They're
right?
defenseless, these children.
Stop spitting at me.
Defenseless, these
Stop
children are.
spitting at
And you
me.
want to stick
I
up
don't
for
have
an
to take your
adult.
crap anymore.
Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, please.
So at one point, the two of you were very much in love?
Very much.
Yeah, you see that? Yeah.
Man, what happened?
Yeah,
I saw the
probably
light.
for a year.
Okay. You are accused of sexually touching your daughter.
Never.
What I'm asking
That would
you.
never ever happen.
You're accused of it.
Oh, I don't know I'm accused of it,
Yeah.
but why would I want to come on this show? I'm the one who put
Well,
forth the
I'll
opinion.
answer. I'll answer you. We've had 1,000 people that have done that. Said,
Why would I go to
I
the
do that?
authorities?
Guess what? They fail.
I went right to the authorities when I got these allegations. I also went to my job, which I'm suspended from.
How did you? First of all, how did you become aware that Aiden, her son, a son from a previous relationship, how did you come about that he had touched your daughter?
Right from the little girl's mouth.
What did she say to you?
She told me, Daddy, I have to tell you something. I don't want to get in trouble. And I said, I'm not here for you to be in trouble. I'm here to help you. I'm your father. You tell me something, we're going to figure this out and get you the help you need. And she said, Aiden put his hand down in my pants and touched my private and tried to put his hot dog, was her words.
Okay. And you then did what? You went to the police?
I called the state police, and they told me to contact the county that it happened in. So I called the Bayonne Police Department, who got me in touch with DCP.
And they interviewed Aiden.
Okay. I don't know exactly what happened. They really gave me
you
very
didn't follow up on it?
Oh yeah, they won't give me any information. They're very vague with.
Come on. You are the representation,
What-
the
the
guardian
thing-
of the child.
the thing that I
the
heard-
police aren't just going to say, well, we
You wanna
can't
know
tell
what
you
I heard from
anything.
them, DCP?
Yeah, I
They
do.
told
That's what
me-
I'm asking.
Okay, they went to an Audrey Hepburn house, which is a therapy
Okay.
for this kind of thing. They said, well, what I got was they clinically support the allegations of molestation. So in layman's terms, that means he did it.
Why isn't he arrested?
I don't know, because they supposedly said she retracted the information when she was with the
Well,
mother.
but this was 2 years
There
ago.
was, yeah.
Three, okay.
There was
Well,
allegations of
actually,
molestation.
Okay, so 3 years ago, if he did it, the police are aware, they haven't locked him up, wouldn't that go to show that there's not enough evidence to lock him up?
I think it's all being manipulated.
Your daughter, twins, daughter and son, were in therapy, and the son says, hey, it wasn't our older brother Aiden that is touching her, it's my dad, Steve, that's doing it.
Yeah, I believe it's all being manipulated.
You believe she's coaching
Yes,
the kids
exactly.
to say that.
I strongly believe that.
And why is she doing that?
Because just like this whole bunny thing with the phone, the kids are telling me, oh, Mommy wants you in jail when they came up with that
Why
bunny.
would she want you in jail?
I don't know.
How dare you? I did not.
How dare I what?
I did not touch her.
How dare I what?
did not touch her.
You're full of
Oh, I'm full.
Yeah.
No more full than you.
Okay,
How dare you?
Sorry.
clean it up.
To be honest, I think you touched her.
You think I did it?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what she's still talking about today, saying that nobody believes what happened.
Really? When did you talk to her? When did you talk to her?
I talked to
When
her.
did you call and talk to her? Because barely whenever I
You
hear
never
when she
call and
calls.
talk to any of them.
Yeah, when I
You're
call
so
and talk,
concerned.
they
Oh, you're
don't
so
answer.
You're so concerned.
You,
How
somebody in the
dare
background
you?
You're
is
so
talking.
concerned.
Yeah, I'm so concerned.
You
Did
don't
you
die.
sexually molest your sister?
No.
No. Why do you think that you were accused of this?
Steve will try anything and everything to get out of paying child support from my mother.
You know, I don't want to get too much into it, but you sent pic to somebody and you got in trouble?
See, I was blackmailed. That was when I was only 14 years old. Are you kidding me?
It was sent to another 14-year-old.
Yeah.
It was sent to
Are you
somebody
kidding
So
me?
what, is it one of these deals where they asked you to send a pic and you did?
This was like 8
And it went
years
around
ago.
to school, you know,
Okay,
one
yeah.
of those
Yeah.
embarrassing.
All right, yeah. I mean, that's
You
right.
live, you learn. You know.
Listen, that is like, what kids go through today is a minefield.
Yes.
That we,
It's
at least my
completely
age,
messed up.
we didn't
Yeah.
have to deal with that. Thank God. Do you think that he would lock your little brother up in a dog crate and then molest the your little sister?
To be honest, at this moment, I don't even know what he's capable of.
So you never heard the little girl
Not an adult.
directly?
After he told me what happened, we talked about it, and yes, I did hear it from her, not the first time I
Really?
heard from him.
Seems like he just coached you right live on
No
stage
way.
here.
There's a lot more
Do I
details
look
in
like a
this-
sick
this
person?
one incident.
I
They don't even
mean,
want to go to your house
you know.
anymore. Like, it's just,
okay.
That's not true neither.
yes, it is.
You ever see the little boy in a crate?
He's played in the crate before, yes.
So he has been in the crate.
He has played in the
never
crate,
seen
yes.
him play in
The crate is in our bedroom, yes.
Oh, what crate? What
When
crate,
he
though?
climbed
I
in
didn't
there.
say what
Okay.
crate.
Please.
When he climbed in the crate, did you ever shut it?
No.
Did you ever lock it?
No.
No. All right, Maria, you're first up. We gave you a lie detector test concerning coaching and fabrication. And we asked you, did you coach any of your children to say, Steve sexually molested your twin daughter? You answered no. Did you fabricate the story that Steve and Becky put your son in a dog crate? You answered no. Are you covering for your son, Aiden, regarding the sexual abuse allegations against him? You answered no. The results of your lie detector test is inconclusive due to, hold on. Let me finish here. Inconclusive due to distortion in psychological tracings. How do you say it again?
Physiology.
The charts were distorted, not because of drug use. No. Okay, so. It can be because of medical conditions. It can be because she's not testable. It can be. Yeah, some people aren't testable. You might be one of those people. Doesn't make you guilty. I got to say that because sometimes people hear inconclusive. Now, usually when inconclusive and there's drug use, then I say, hey, you trying to, get out of taking the test. That's not the case here. We just cannot get a conclusive result because of many different reasons there could be, but drug use not being one of them. And we gave you a drug test and you passed it, by the way. And we asked you about abuse and fabrication. First, about the fabrication. Did you help contrive a story that Aiden sexually molested his sister? You answered no. Did you coach the twin girl to accuse her brother Aiden of sexually molesting her? You answered no. The result of those two questions came back the same, and it came back that Becky told the truth. We asked you about locking the child in a dog cage. Have you ever locked Steve's twin son in a dog crate to help him sexually abuse his daughter? You answered no. The result of that question is that you told the truth. Have you ever witnessed Steve sexually molest his twin daughter? You answered no. The result is you told the truth. Did you ever coach your twin daughter to say her brother Aiden sexually touched her? You answered no. Did you fabricate the story that Aiden sexually molested his sister? You answered no. The results to those two questions came back the same, and it came back that Steve told the truth.
Exactly.
Have you ever locked your twin son in a dog crate for the purpose of sexually abusing your twin daughter? You answered no. You told the truth. Have you ever sexually molested your twin daughter for your own sexual gratification? He answered no. Have you ever attempted to sodomize your daughter? He answered no. The results to those two questions came back the same, and it came back that Steve told the truth. Well, Aiden, you came here, you took a lie detector test, and we asked you, have you ever sexually molested your little sister for your own sexual gratification? He answered no. Have you ever attempted to sodomize your sister? You answered no. The results came back the same to those two questions, and it came back that Aiden did not tell the truth.
No, I did not do it.
Really?
I'm telling you the truth.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
I mean, you don't have to be a psychology major to notice that this guy has all the, the bearings of a guilty person. What do you do?
I work at my local high school.
You work at your
Oh.
Your mother gets called in here. She's being accused of being a liar and trying to destroy lives. A man that she had 2 kids with could possibly have gone to jail, spent time for a crime he didn't commit, in prison. Can you imagine that? Going to prison for a crime you didn't commit? She gets dragged in, whether, she's locking the little guy up in a dog kennel, all because of what you did.
I did not do it, Steve.
You did it.
I did not
Listen,
do it, Steve.
you got some problem going on here, and I think you're attracted to children.
No, I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm not.
I think you are. And before you just, and think about all the damage you did to the little girl now, right? You better find in your heart so you don't destroy a bunch of lives to say, I did it, I'm sorry, I just want to move forward. Are you willing to say that? You did it, right? I'll tell you, you're going to feel like 1,000 pounds got lifted off your chest. Did you do it?
I did not do it. I didn't. I am so sorry that you guys lost your jobs. But I'm telling you right now, I did not do it.
And with that, you can get the hell off my stage. What terrifies me, he works at a school. Okay? That freaks me out. But I wish you all the best, and I hope you get to the bottom of it.
Thank you very much.
Aiden was this close to admitting what he did. But truthfully, we didn't need a confession. In my eyes, the lie detector test and his reaction spoke loud enough. We wanted to know what happened after the show, so we reached out to Steve for an update.
Hey, Steve. I want to thank you for having us on your show. As of yet, we still haven't seen the kids. I just don't know what's going on in that issue. And also, after the show, what's going on with Aiden. It's a little nerve-wracking not knowing really what's going on. But on a lighter note, your lie detector test on the show did help myself and my fiancée, Becky. We did get our jobs back, and we are returned back to work in full swing. You know, we are going to keep fighting for the kids until we know that they're safe and sound, then we actually finally get to see them again. So once again, thank you and your staff for having us on the show and helping us out in a big way.
LaVonda lived every mother's worst nightmare after her young son accused her oldest son, Kelvante, of sexually abusing him. Taking matters into her own hands, LaVonda called the police, and Kelvante went to jail at 16 years old over a crime he claims he never committed against his little brother. Kelvante was desperate to clear his name and came to my show to do it. Watch this.
Kelvante is my oldest child. I had my son when I was 12 years old, and I love him very dearly. I was so hurt from the thought of somebody doing something to my child. Not only that, but his own brother is the accuser, so it just broke my heart completely. It was a hard decision for me, but I had to call the police to protect my kids that I had at the time in the home and to try to protect Kelvante at the same time and give him some help. When he went to jail, by the time I got down there, my son told me that the way that the detectives, handled him, it was so rough to the point to where he just got tired and he basically wrote down what they were saying just so they would leave him alone. And I wasn't there in the interrogation room. I thought me or a lawyer had to be there. If Kelvante fails this test, it would really crush me. And if he passes this test, it's still gonna crush me. Just to know that he was telling the truth, and for the past 10 years of our lives has been turned upside down. I wanna be able to have my children together. The past 10 years, I haven't been able to do that. I just really can't believe that I'm going through this. I really can't believe that for the past 10 years, that I can't even live a normal life without having this in the back of my mind. Did Kelvante do it or did he not do it? I just need Steve's help.
Just tell me your story, you know better than anybody.
When I was 16 years old, one of my relatives, they had came to my mom. I was accused of molesting one of my little brothers, but this is something that I would never in my life do. I just felt like, why is she trying to tear our family apart? My little brother was a baby, and I would never in my life would have went that far. I'm 16, and I was still a child myself. For my mother to believe my relatives over me, how I felt real bad, terrible. I believe that I'm getting accused of this because I'm gay, and it's not right. When my mother wound up calling the police on me, I was scared. I was in a little room, and it just they was forcing me to tell them that it doesn't happen, even though it didn't happen. Like I say, I would never in my life do nothing like that. And then they wound up putting a whole nother charge on me at the same time. Well, after I had did 3 years, basically, I had to get out, go register as a sex offender. How it's affecting me, it's affecting me real bad because how people just look. It's just hard for me that I have to deal with it, and I need the relationship back with my mother the way it used to be. I love my mother to death. I would never hurt her. I would never do anything. I love my mother to the point that literally if she died, I would not know what to really do because that's the only person that I have. I took this lie detector test today, and I am gonna pass this test today. And I want my mother to know that I love her and I would never hurt her or anyone in my family.
LaVonda, that's your son, Kelvante, on the tape. How is your relationship with him now?
We have a relationship, and I try to keep a bond with him, but it's nothing like how things were before as a family.
Does it bother you that he's gay?
No, not now. It did I first.
It did at first, but now you accept him.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you have a relationship with Kelvante now?
Yes.
Yeah, and is it a good one?
It's a good one, but it's nothing like how it was before.
Well, I mean, a lot has happened, in the last 10 years, and I gotta imagine there's regrets and some maybe pent-up frustration. Now, he's here. He took the lie detector test. If he did it, a lot of people would say, well, he was a young man. He maybe did something he didn't completely understand. But whatever the case, he was institutionalized, penalized, imprisoned for 3 years. He's paid his price.
All right.
But what if he comes here, takes a lie detector test, he passes, and for the last 10 years, his life's been blown up over a false accusation?
That's gonna just tear me up.
Mama, I did not do this, so why would you really sit here and believe a relative over your son? I was 16 at the time, and you don't know how bad it hurts me. But I have to go through this and have people watching me. It destroyed my life, and you cannot give 10 years of my life back. You can't do that. And I didn't do it, and I would never do nothing like that. That is disgusting.
Why do you think that this accusation came out that you were accused of doing this to your little brother?
Because I felt how I really felt because I was gay, and family members, they, I guess they was thinking in their mind, well, since he gay, yeah, he did it, or, just looking at me crazy.
Yeah, and sometimes people falsely think that because you're gay, you must be touching children, which is totally not true. And then I heard that you went back to jail because you failed to register.
I did not know, all the way how it worked.
Right.
Until I got locked up, until I went back, and when I got out, I went back to the people.
Right.
But I had realized, I know what to do now, so I'm not...
How long, when they sent you back, how long did you do then?
The first time I did 8 months.
That's a long time. And that's not in a juvenile facility anymore, right?
Mm-mm.
You're with sex offenders, right? Was that tough?
It was real tough.
Did you ever have any sexual contact with your brother? You answered no. You told the truth.
I'm so sorry.
Then we asked him the second question. Did you commit that sexual assault on your brother? Did you commit that sexual assault on your brother? You answered no. You did not tell the truth.
How is that? I didn't do it, I'm being honest.
All that animosity and all that cussing.
I didn't do it.
I didn't do
I did not do it, Mama, and I'm telling you that.
Hold on a second. I wanna ask you. This is your firstborn son. You had him when you weren't even a teenager yet. So, you know, he's been in your life almost as long as you've been alive. He did something horrible, right? But he was a child when he did it. And I'm not trying to convince you either way. I'm asking you as a mother.
How can he make that right, Steve?
Mama, I didn't do it.
How can he?
How does he make it right? By never doing anything like that again. My thing is, you did it. You did your time. You were punished. You have and to a certain level
and he's still being punished.
Yes, as a sex offender.
He's still being punished.
Right.
Yes.
But knowing that your mother's saying, hey, you can't come in the house, you can't be around the other kids, but she's going to have a relationship with you, is that good enough?
It's good enough, but I didn't do it.
And this has been something that both of you had to deal with for a long time, and it sounds like you're going to have to deal with it for the continued future. So good luck to you. Thanks for coming on the show. And I'm sorry we couldn't have better results for you.
Thank you, Steve.
Good luck to you, ma'am.